Boruto Uzumaki may be preparing to make the most heroic decision of his life, which naturally means that Momoshiki's about to ruin it like the world's angriest backseat driver. Kashin Koji has already seen a future where Momoshiki hijacks Boruto's body, and after everything that Koji just revealed, there may finally be a reason for why that actually happens, because if Boruto decides that saving Sarada requires handing himself over to Jura, then there is one very angry dead alive alien living inside of Boruto who absolutely did not agree to those terms. And this time, unlike the future that Kashin Koji originally witnessed, Momoshiki knows that Boruto's sacrifice is coming. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explain video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, takes a look at why Momoshiki has a trump card in place that Boruto and everyone who is rooting for him may have overlooked. Also, with the manga on break, more videos that have been Patreon exclusive are debuting here on YouTube for everyone, like the Hagoromo video, the Obito video essay, the Kakashi and Kaguya video essay. Those are live on the channel right now, and videos on Deidara, Sasori, Iwabe, and other lore-based videos are dropping on the channel as well, that patrons in some cases have had those videos since January. Also, Boruto fans, we got a couple of 2+ hour videos dropping. One of them, if you are a fan of the anime, can't wait for the anime to return, I got something that's going to scratch that itch for you while you wait for the anime to get off a hiatus. That detail changes everything when it comes to Kashin Koji's conversation with Boruto at the end of the last arc. We focus so much on the morally gray line of Bug was a bad guy, Boruto, so you don't have to shed any tears for him, but Boruto obviously, as a child of Naruto, felt a little bit of empathy for him. The real red flag, though, was that Kashin Koji told Boruto Sarada would be captured and you're going to end up offering yourself to Jura to save her as a result. None of us batted an eye even when that line got stated, because it was very much in character as a thing for Boruto to do. We know Sarada is one of Boruto's thumbscrews. If it means saving her, Boruto will cross the line that Kashin Koji warned him not to. Yet, Boruto wasn't the only one who heard that information. Important to keep that in mind. Momoshiki is inside of Boruto, meaning he heard every word that was being said as well, and that definitely matters. He told Boruto what Boruto himself did afterwards in another future timeline. Think about what that means from Momoshiki's perspective. You're basically watching a bad movie that you can't look away from. So think of something like Thor: Love and Thunder playing out in real time. There's just enough interesting things there to keep you watching, but the whole time you're going, Jesus Christ, when will this end? And there's nothing you can do to stop it from happening. Boruto is currently standing in a situation that is beginning to resemble something that Kashin Koji has already seen. Sarada has been captured and Boruto, he failed to prevent it. Even worse, Boruto tried to come up with a plan to stop it from happening, only for it to backfire and result in her capture. For Momoshiki, you're watching all of this. You're seeing Kashin Koji freak out, and you realize that the time is about to start running out, and Boruto's about to do something reckless, because Jura is the biggest threat, so overwhelmingly dangerous that Kashin Koji has spent Boruto 2 Blue Vortex essentially telling everyone not to poke the walking nuclear warhead while he's reading a book inside of Konoha because the bomb shelter hasn't been built yet. Boruto knows that another version of himself saw no choice but to give up his body to save Sarada in a very similar situation. The noble thing to do. And Boruto, he isn't the only one that knows that. Momoshiki knows it too. And that info in the hands of Momoshiki, it is dangerous because Momoshiki isn't Boruto. He doesn't have the concerns about Sarada's safety the way that Boruto does. The only thing he cares about is Boruto surviving the battles ahead so he can cash in on their deal. In that other timeline, Boruto offering up his body only works because Momoshiki was likely caught off guard. Everything happened in a very quick manner where before you can fully comprehend what happened, Boruto has already given himself up. 1 minute you're Momoshiki laughing at Boruto suffering, and then the next minute you're pressing Ctrl-Alt-Delete before Boruto gets shot by Jura's Bijudama that goes right through his skull. But that isn't the situation anymore. Kashin Koji just spoiled Boruto's own bad ending directly in front of the parasite that is sharing his skull. Momoshiki now knows exactly what Boruto is capable of doing. More importantly, he knows who Boruto's willing to do it for. Sarada, the same person who Boruto would throw it all away for, and have faith that those coming in behind him will be able to avenge him and take down Jura. Normally, that would be fine. Selfless hero, gives up himself to save his friends and trust in those who are around him. That doesn't apply here because it's not just Boruto's life to give up, it's Momoshiki's life as well. You expect the hero to make that choice without any hesitation. You expect the hero, in particular the hero's helper, to make that choice without any hesitation. Momoshiki isn't a hero, nor is he the hero's helper. He's a reluctant helper with a temporary alliance that is supposed to be mutually beneficial. The fine print said Boruto would try to have Kawaki kill Momoshiki after the Jura fight, and Momoshiki basically said, I agree with it and I'll just kill Kawaki. But it didn't say anything about Boruto basically offing himself before they even get to the fight. For Momoshiki, that is a breach of contract. That is a major deal breaker. He gave Boruto the karma. The whole idea was come back to life with a brand new body and add whatever power that Boruto had to his own upgrade, and then consume the chakra fruit to get further upgrades to his body. That's what Momoshiki originally planned in part 1 of Boruto. Then Kawaki killed Boruto, and Momoshiki had to convert all of his remaining data to rebuild Boruto's body to keep him from dying. The trade-off was that Momoshiki could never resurrect using Boruto's body, but that didn't prevent him from trying to emotionally weaken Boruto and hijack his body. That was the next best option. Break Boruto so bad mentally that he can seal Boruto away in his own mind and just maintain control of Boruto's body. Then, when that failed, he said, Boruto, well, I'll just wait for another moment. And Boruto resisted Momoshiki when Momoshiki tried to hijack control of his body during the code fight, where when Sasuke was defeated, revealed to Kawaki that when he cut on the karma seal in that fight, it felt like he was dying and Momoshiki was taking over, and it scared him. After that, Momoshiki began to lose all hope, and he told Boruto, just hurry up and die already. But that was before Boruto made his deal with Momoshiki. The one moment right there, it changed everything because it gave Momoshiki something that he hadn't had before. It gave him real hope. It gave him a moment where he got an off-ramp. Boruto making this sudden decision is basically when two people are sharing one parachute and the person the parachute is hooked to decides midway through the skydiving, hey, it'd be a lot more fun if I just unhook the parachute. Momoshiki's that person asking, what the hell are you doing? Boruto, his life isn't just his life anymore. Momoshiki's made it clear when he revived him that their souls, they are attached. For Momoshiki, this isn't just about survival. It's also about control. He never intended to just go for resurrection. Momoshiki's character has also been a character that has been written in the themes of control when you look closely at how he's been taken care of narratively. So the idea of a Boruto contract violation of their agreement, it is a green light for Momoshiki to take matters into his own hands now. Their deal was to take down Jura using Momoshiki's power. If Boruto is going to throw in the towel, Momoshiki's arrogant enough to think that he can take down Jura himself based on what we know from Momoshiki's character. A Ten Tails is supposed to work for him. It's not supposed to have Momoshiki live in fear of it. He's acknowledged that Jura is a threat for him because if Boruto's killed, if Boruto's eaten, then so too is Momoshiki. But that's the point. Control, or rather reasserting control over the situation, is the point for Momoshiki. At some point, Momoshiki tells Boruto, this is my turn, bitch, because we see it in Kashin Koji's different visions he had. While what Kashin Koji sees isn't always set in stone, and it is subject to change, we have seen that there are certain things that when he sees them, they still happen, even if it's not exactly as he originally saw them. Sometimes the destination still ends up being the same, but the route itself is constantly changing. 10 directions is like your GPS giving you directions, and each time you take a turn, it just keeps rerouting you to get you to that destination, even if you've gotten off track. It just means that it'll take a little bit longer, but you will eventually reach it. This would give the story a lot of room for conflict right now to play with. Injects a lot of chaos into the story. It no longer feels predictable and it becomes a wild card. Boruto cares for Sarada. Momoshiki don't care. This would be a repeat of the code situation from part 1. When Momoshiki hijacked his body, the only thing he cared about was striking down code, and he didn't mind if Kawaki was harmed. He couldn't kill Kawaki because he needed him as bait for the Ten Tails, but he wasn't above breaking a few bones if need be. He has zero problems playing hide the kunai with Sarada, and the moment that she looks at him funny, she's gonna get a kunai shoved into her eye. If she gets double teamed by Hidari and Code, Momoshiki's not helping. He's going to go right after Jura, and if Sarada calls for help, he's just gonna tell her, you're a shinobi, right? So shinobi can endure. Be the future Hokage, be the Uchiha, be the best Uchiha you want to be the best one-eyed Uchiha you want to be, stab her in the eye, and then say figure it out. It puts Sarada in a lot more danger. It gives Boruto more incentive to fight back mentally against Momoshiki too. There is a lot there that you're able to do with all of this from a narrative perspective if you take that route. It's a battle on multiple fronts. Boruto versus Momoshiki internally. Momoshiki versus Jura externally. It also makes you look at Kashin Koji's 10 directions in a different light. We focus on the Amato aspect, how Amato might be potentially getting information he shouldn't, but each time Kashin Koji tells Boruto about the future, Momoshiki is listening in as well. No snacks, no invite, just sitting there listening in when he hears why something takes place that is very troublesome to him and his goals. He knows he has to step in. You're setting the stage for a multiple timeline fracture that can occur to make things messy from a storytelling perspective, which messy is not always bad. The way that you are taught about writing in high school is not actually fully correct. As an author, having messy elements to work with means that you have a lot of conflict to work with. Now, you can't use all the conflict you have, but a good author knows how to maximize what is there. More conflict allows you to explore more areas of the story that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. It allows characters to make decisions they otherwise normally wouldn't, and it gives you a good excuse to do it. And it also potentially starts with Momoshiki. He can't let Jura kill Boruto now. Not when he's close to getting what he potentially needs to gain possession of Boruto's body for long periods of time, which is to break Boruto's spirit. He came close in part 1 before Sasuke saved Boruto. Now the idea of Sarada being in danger gives him another chance for it. Why wait until Jura is killed to take control when you can just do it sooner? For Momoshiki, this is personal. He heard Sasuke's reasoning for saving Boruto. He said, I'm trusting you because of my daughter. Now it's all come back full circle. Boruto's potentially on the brink of collapse, and Momoshiki has no choice but to jump into the driver's seat. And if it means he's got to run over Sarada's body, he'll do it as payback for her indirectly stopping him when he tried to take control of Boruto's body, because she never got in the way and sent Sasuke at the end of part 1, then things would have turned out a whole lot differently. Narratively, it also does something underrated. It adds to Momoshiki's characterization without changing his character. Boruto for years has been the hero who has gone out of his way to save everyone. Momoshiki is the villain. Ironically, by taking control of his body, he might be saving Boruto from the most dangerous enemy himself, and it's not Jura, it's Boruto himself. Boruto's greatest weakness has never been cowardice. It's been his willingness to throw himself in the line of fire for others. Sasuke once asked him, if need be, could he die for the village? And at first, Boruto faltered, but in the arcs after the opening arc, Boruto learned what it meant to be a shinobi by watching Naruto and Sasuke fight multiple times and even battle himself, and he allowed Kawaki to kill him for the sake of protecting the village and his loved ones. That, my friends, is a gold mine of conflict to work with, especially if Boruto isn't voluntarily in control, because then the question stops being whether Momoshiki can save Boruto from Jura. The question becomes what Momoshiki does after saving him from himself. Boruto made that deal with that parasite who spent years trying to save his body. Momoshiki now has hope that the body could eventually become his. He's gonna cash in on it. Sarada's kidnapping gives Boruto a reason to sacrifice himself. Koji gave Momoshiki the advance warning without realizing it that Boruto's capable of doing just that. Now the fact that the story could potentially play with the idea of Momoshiki making his presence known against Boruto's will, it makes the fates of several characters completely unknown, and I believe it strongly elevates what we have. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Click here on the left, check out this Naruto Explained video, or click here on the right and check out this video that YouTube says you would definitely enjoy watching.